G'day and welcome back to Motivation Inc., where we talk about money, medals and medallions. And welcome back to the three-part series, part 3 of the Treasured Australian Writers. These are not intended for circulation 50-cent coins. This one was released in 2025, celebrating Dorothea Mackellar, one of our most famous poets who wrote one of our most famous poems called My Country, which romantically celebrates the Australian condition. Dorothea Mackellar was born in 1885 and died in 1968, coincidentally the year I was born. Anyway, let's have a look at Dorothea Mackellar. She was inspired by her love of the bush where she grew up, and she grew up near Gunnedah, a district in New South Wales. The first poem, Dawn, and there's a picture of Dawn looking out from where she was viewing the sunrise, of the beautiful picture of the bush there, the trees, quite a sparse area. So she loved the beauty of the sunrises and probably got up every morning to watch them, and that's what inspired this poem. It's a beautiful coin. These ones are all got King Charles, the Dan Thorne effigy of King Charles, because they were released this year, of course. Sorry, I'm bumping the camera. And that's a beautiful, beautiful coin. She waxed lyrically, as they said, about light and dawn and things like that. And that was really expressed in this Colours of Light poem, where you can see the bird flying in the sky, the sunrise beaming over there, all the different plants and animals as they are reflected in the light of the day. What does it say in the back about this one? Yeah, so it talks about how light is reflected across the fauna and flora and the atmosphere it creates. She's described as a lyricist of colour and light. So it was pretty good when I said wax lyrical. Her third and the most famous poem, My Country. So this is written where she was near her area, Gunnedah, where she had grown up. I'm trying to get a good image of that for you. Just you can see looks like a moonrise out there, the foreground of the plain, and then mountain in the back. A few trees there. So the bush, has plenty of trees, and the outback is quite sparse, more of a grassland. And these people would have had cattle and sheep on the grasslands, so King Charles effigy. So the land, the sweeping plains of the grassland would have been something she saw every day. And it's such a poetic piece of poetry, this My Country. I'll give you a stanza, the one that we all seem to know. I love a sunburned country, a land of sweeping plains, of ragged mountain ranges, of droughts and flooding rains. I love her far horizons. I love her jewel sea, her beauty and her terror, the wide brown land for me. And you can see that the image is of a wide brown land with rugged mountain ranges. That's what the grazing lands are like. Well, that's Dorothea Mackellar, and I'm really pleased to have had all three of these sets of Treasured Australian Writers, Banjo Paterson, Henry Lawson, and now Dorothea Mackellar. I'm going to reread all of those poems mentioned in the sets by Banjo Paterson, the short stories mentioned by Henry Lawson, and these 3 poems by Dorothea Mackellar, just to give myself a bit of re-education on Australian literature. All right, well, that's all I've got for you today. If you enjoyed this kind of content, please remember to like, subscribe, and maybe comment if you read these poems, which one was your favourite. All right, thanks for watching, and see you later.